Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We're back again. Hello, Leanne. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, and hello to all the boys and girls out there.
I'm fine, by the way. Thanks for asking.
Look, we always know that you're mean and horrible.
Mm-hmm. I have to fix my head up. Yeah, it's very hard to make sure I get all this beauty into one frame, especially with the size of my noggin.
Well, yes, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, that's having 9 brains, you've got to go somewhere.
You probably could have done with a bit rounder sort of but then you would have been a cuter looking octopus and it mightn't have worked as well.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah, you want to be feared and revered, not loved.
Feared and revered. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure that's what everybody thinks. But anyway, if that's what you think, you go with it.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Well, I see you got your own little disgruntled octopus.
I have got my little friend. Yes.
Yeah, even the same colours. You know, someone must start thinking you're fancying me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, a friend made that for me.
Oh, well.
Made to order to match the colours.
I've got to say they're not slimy themselves, are they?
No, just a person that loves to crochet.
Oh, that's good. So
a granny that likes to crochet.
No, I've got to say I haven't asked you for a while how the nursing home's going.
Yes, the nursing home's going quite well. The heating system's good, so I'm not feeling the cold, which is lovely.
Notice you got a little granny blanket behind you, hiding the horrors of the nursing home.
Oh, yes, I have. I put that up because that's actually my own creation. I made that all by myself.
Yeah, I can tell it's not very good.
Quite artistic.
Yeah.
Well, matches my rollers. Look, the colour.
What do they say? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So we'll roll with that.
True.
Anyway, enough of listening to how you are.
Please.
So we're going to welcome everyone to episode 2. I'm actually surprised I put up with you this long, but hey, you dragged the views in.
I think it's more likely that the viewers can't understand how I've put up with you.
Well, I don't know about that. All the messages of love and support that I get from all my minions, not real people, just probably myself. But hey,
how many were there? 3?
2 actually. But hey, who's counting? So, as we previously alluded to, we've got the glorious grumpy granny on my right or left or whatever side of the screen we've mirrored on. So basically, Leanne, what's been happening in the last week?
This week, what has been happening? eBay's been pretty good sale-wise, I have to say. I only think I had one day that was a bit low, but the rest of them have been pretty good. A few international sales, which I always like. A little bit more profit in there. Now I'm sending something to Chile, which is my first time sending something to Chile. So that's a lot of fun.
Whenever I eat chili, it gives me the shits, but I can't say that. We're a family-friendly show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to run to the little octopus's room to relieve my ink sac. So
that sort of stuff happens quite a lot in the nursing home. We have diapers. Right. We have diapers for that. Perhaps I could send you some.
I've been to a couple of the nursing homes and I've slipped over a couple of some people's ink. Won't be going back. No visits for you.
Yeah, it's not the same colour. I can tell you that.
That's right. So now that we've got past the insignificant part, I'll tell everyone who I am. So I'm the disgruntled octopus, the benevolent leader of this channel, self-proclaimed, of course. That's all grumpy granny. Oh no, I haven't unmuted her. So basically, Grumpy Granny has her own channel, which will be tagged in the bottom of the description. Go check her out. You release a video every week, is it, Leanne? Is that what the idea
look,
is?
most weeks I do. I try to get one out every week, but look, sometimes it's a bit difficult because of the activities that we have at the nursing home. They interfere a little bit, so yes, but I try.
That's laziness. You've only got a couple of good weeks left in you, Leanne, before you become, a dribbling mess.
Yeah, sure.
Get those videos out, all right?
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we've discussed that. So we're moving on to our next topic, the community involvement. So basically, we've seen a fair bit of community involvement from our last week's episode. A lot of death poll pictures and stories, which we'll touch on a bit later. But yeah, that was really, really appreciative. You've done your octopus proud by the amount of comments. I think we've had a fair few comments on the channel, we actually weren't expecting any viewers or any comments. How bad the video is, especially unaesthetically pleasing that Leanne is, and I suppose I've probably redeemed it a little bit. But no, we've had about 400.
Seriously.
Yeah, we've had about 450 views in the week, so I was actually quite pleasantly surprised by that.
Yeah, I was actually pretty impressed with that. But of course, we all know that you chose me to partner in the podcast because, I've got the following and people like me.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was because if we didn't match, I'd only have to wait for a couple of weeks until nature took its course and I could find a new person.
Here we go.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, so I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't get to 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 viewers in the first hour, but hey, better this week. Unless you find a dungeon.
That's right. Maybe we should start some sort of a campaign,
Yeah.
Help us get to 1,000.
Well, that's right. Or we just basically
before Grumpy Granny dies or something,
That's right. That's right. Let's not get to 1,000. We'll see what happens first.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, it was really appreciated. We were really thankful for everyone that reached out and told us how bad we were in the first episode, and left comments and likes on the video and subscribed. We really appreciate it. Please make sure that you jump over to Grumpy Granny's channel as well to give her a bit of love as well. She needs as much as she can get. She's looks pretty rough for a 38-year-old, but hey. Nursing homes do that to you. So
they do.
As we were chatting a bit earlier, Grumpy Granny, is that we don't have a Patreon. We don't believe in Patreon. So if you want to share our page or you want to do a bit of a shout on YouTube, Instagram for us, and promote the show, we'll give you a shout out in the next episode. But don't worry,
absolutely.
So we're going to follow in our overseas brethren and probably bring in Patreon the episode after. Is that what the plan is? Like $19.99 a month for, I don't know, just to say hello or something?
For them, just for us to put their name scrolling along the bottom of the screen, maybe.
Yeah, we'll make it that small. They have to have Vegemite Coke bottle glasses on.
Yep.
Sounds so we'll do that. So, but like we said, we won't be running a Patreon anytime soon or ever, because I can't be bothered doing this, let alone a Patreon. But if you do share our content, and you're happy, we'll give you a shout out at the end of the episode the following week.
Absolutely.
We weren't proactive and didn't write anyone's names down, so we're just going to shout out everyone.
Yeah, now, exactly, because everyone loves us. Everyone,
right, don't disappoint them. Just make sure you start shouting their names out now, please.
Did you? We didn't get anyone telling us not to do it again, did we?
Oh no! I did, but it's like, what have you stooped down to? What are you doing? You're supposed to be taking over the world, not making YouTube videos.
Oh, I see.
That's right. But hey, look, it's a downturn economic climate. I don't really want to take over a cesspit of bloody debt, so I'll wait till everyone's prosperous again, and I'll take over the world then.
Yep. Okay.
So a bit of church notices. So basically, we did have some bit of backlash last week as to we've upset a couple of people in regards to favouring one Queenslander over the others. Just
sorry.
Yeah, we're not sorry.
But listen. No, seriously. Everything we do is done in a bit of jest and in the spirit of good fun. So, look, get over yourselves, put on your big boy pants or your big girl pants and suck it up, princess, is what Grumpy Granny says.
So, in my defence, they've upped her meds. So, like she said, everything's in jest. We don't favour anyone over the other. We particularly don't care about other resellers, to tell you the truth. So, if we take the piss out of anyone, we're doing it from a place of animosity. Is that the word that humans use when you like people?
Yep,
animosity?
Exactly. Animosity.
Narcissism?
That's it. Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
So we're doing it from a place of animosity and because we're narcissists. I think that's what Grumpy Green said, that the right terminology is. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And look, all I'll have to do is watch the next episode after the one that we've hung muck on them, because they'll see that we're hanging muck on someone else.
That's right. It's very cyclic. Yeah. Who else are we going to muck on? We'll have a hit list of people we don't like each week. There we go. Thank you, community. We just created a new segment. We'll have a hit list.
Yeah.
Grumpy Grannies and the Octopus hit list. That's right. We'll roll with that.
That's it.
That's right. So we're going to do that. So community involvement. See, like even the people that got upset with us, they've actually helped us create a new segment.
Well, that's it. is it, how do they say, any, what's the word, you know, any
publicity,
activity.
good publicity.
That's it. That's the word I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Yeah, my head of public relations, he doesn't subscribe to that with my methods, put it that way. So, so it's a bit like that. So, and further to that, we're introducing what Granny likes to call guests next week. I prefer to call them victims or hostages. We won't be, I suppose, for lack of a better term, censoring them or putting unrealistic demands on them if they appear in the show. So pretty much if we get these people online, it's because we want them for their personality. So if they swear, if they curse, that's not on us.
Just block your ears if you don't like it, or don't watch.
Well, that's exactly right. So we're not going to have a list of dictatorial demands on these people that want to come on. They're coming on at their own free will.
Yes.
Basically.
Well, we think that. I'm not sure about that. Yeah.
Inverted commas, free will. So basically, like I said, just use your own initiative, because we try and be family friendly as we can. However, some of our guests might be a bit unhinged, especially from asphyxiation,
bit uncouth or something,
Oh, that's right. Well, that's right. Especially a bit of asphyxiation and waterboarding that we do beforehand. So maybe that's maybe that's not helping. Well, we've actually confirmed our next guest. I mentioned that a bit earlier. So our first hostage has been confirmed. So we'll be filming that later in the week. Grumpy Granny does not know who this person is. So
no,
but
and Octo being Octo is like, doing his thing, and 1 minute is referring to this person as a he, then the next minute as a she, like trying to sort of get me confused as to guessing who it is. But
I know this person's just entered a female sport.
Entered a female sport.
Yeah. So they weren't good at male sports, so they just entered the female sports. So that's why I can't keep up with who they're referring to. What to refer to them as.
Okay.
Yeah. So I get confused easily with you humans. I don't know what's coming or going anyway. Yes, that's another complaint we'll get next week. So we'll just open a new segment up to that one. The octopus does not care what you identify as.
No, exactly.
So like I said, any guests or hostages that we have on the show, they'll be asked on the proviso is that they appear as how they would appear in real life, right?
We want them to be them. We just want them to be the people that they are.
That's right, and they can sign up to our Patreon after they leave. So
yes, yep.
So moving right along, so we're basically moving into what's grinding Grumpy Granny's gears this week, and that's a bit of a mouthful.
Oh, yeah, well, some things do grind my gears, yes. Well, I'm so sick of eBay. The one thing that it really irks me, as much as I love eBay, and I will say that, and I love my business that I've got, but the one thing that really gets my goat is this whole thing where you can send them an offer and they accept it, and then they just don't pay. And they've got 4 days before they have to cough up. And then half the time they don't cough up and you've got to cancel the order anyway. Too long.
So what do you think the 4 days is? Do you reckon eBay just thinks we're a lay-by service?
I think they must. I think they think they do. I think they think it's a bonus for the buyers to be able to give them a bit of time to pay. And look, in some respects, if you're going to buy multiple items and you want time to go and look, I get that, but 9 times out of 10, that's not the people that are not paying.
Right.
It's like they'll send you an offer and you accept it, or vice versa, and it's all a bit of a game to them, and then they just don't pay. And I think I find the frustrating thing is that your stock's sitting there, things that you could have sold another 3 times over, and it's just sitting in limbo, and you can't do anything about it.
So, what do you do to combat it? Do you just wait the 4 days, or do you just?
I have been, yeah.
Do you message them, or do you reach out, or do you send invoices?
Oh, look, I do. So I send them an invoice, generally, and like sometimes people that'll buy and haven't paid, quite often they'll be an international, so they're waiting for the postage to calculate, like for them. And so I do send people that accept offers or whatever an invoice. And then later on, give them a couple of hours, and then I'll send them an actual message, and then I wait. And my message usually says, and then I'll send them a message on the fourth day and I'll say, like I had one today, and I'll say, like, do you still want to go ahead with this purchase? Do you need more time to pay? Just let me know. Otherwise, it'll be cancelled at 4:00.
Yeah. And do you get anything back from those messages?
Look, sometimes I do. Yeah. I had one. The one that's irking me today is I sent them a message yesterday and they said, oh, thank you for reminding them. And then, of course, today's rolled around and they still haven't paid. So, yeah. Mm.
So this is something for our community to be involved in, because I'd love to hear what they do in this respect. Before I open my beak, octopuses don't have mouths, we have beaks, and tell everyone how they should be doing it. Put down in the comments how you actually handle this situation. Yeah,
if anyone's got some sort of brilliant solution, love
Besides
to hear
octopus,
it.
Of course. Beside the octopus. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We're going to talk at people because that's what I like to do. So the way that I handle it is very similar to you, Grumpy, is that I almost called you Grabby then. We'll leave about what you do in the nursing home behind closed curtains. So basically what I do, like you said, is I release an invoice as soon as I've accepted the offer. I don't have immediate pay on my listings for the pure purpose that you've mentioned. So there might a lot of my stock is that that you could probably buy 4 or 5 of the items, and if you want to, for example. So I kind of, because if I put an immediate pay on and they didn't add it to cart, it would be a nightmare of refunding excess postage because it's per unit.
Yes, exactly.
So what I do is I release an invoice. I give that 24 hours because I'm a strong advocate. Is if they don't pay straight away or they don't pay within the first day, they're not interested. They're only playing games, or they're another reseller, or they're another person that's...
Oh, have you got baby octopuses running around the house?
No, it's probably one of the hostages that's coming up in a future episode. Child labour laws and all.
Okay. There we go. Yeah.
Kids these days, you can't keep them tied to chairs or anything.
Yeah, I would have thought you would have had them under better control, Octo.
Yeah. I normally put those electric fences, where you put like the shock collars around the neck and it zaps them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take these kids anywhere. Leave them tied to the chair.
Yeah, I suppose you've got a cattle prod there as well.
Well, I do. Normally that thing in this corner should be looking after him, but he looks like he's fallen asleep with his eyes open.
He does, yes.
Yeah, so going back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the hostages trying to escape, is that I'll give them 24 hours. I'll send them a payment reminder. If I don't hear anything back after the 6 hours, so pretty much we're looking at about a day and a quarter, I'll actually relist the item. So I'll check, because I use the out of stock function, so I'll change it from a 0 to a 1 or whatever it is. Then basically free range it from that. So I'll maybe potentially, depending on the value of the item, if it's a big ticket item, I'll probably send them a payment reminder every day up to that 4-day mark. And 99% of the time you don't hear back from them past the first day anyway. Or if alternatively, if they write back to me and say, hey, look, I get paid on Thursday, then I'll turn around and say, hey, I don't care where you get paid, use your credit card, pay me now. Or
after
like
they've got afterpay too now. So
that's all. I don't really care. If they're engaged with the octopus, the octopus is happy to do things like, because he's been working on being emotional and being supportive and all these bad things that that my public affairs officer is trying to get me to help me with. So, but after the 4th day,
it'll be a long training course. That's all I can say.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so I'm working on how not to do emotional damage to people. Put it that way. So after the 4 days rolls around, I cancel it and put them straight on the block list if I haven't heard from them.
So here's a question for you then. So have you had a situation where when you've relisted it, you've sold it again?
I haven't come across that section that before. So basically, if it was in a demand item, that could potentially happen, but it hasn't happened yet, right? So, and if that was the case, I wouldn't expect that person to buy. I'd probably just cancel. Go against the grain and go, there's something wrong with the buyer's address or the buyer's asked to cancel. Because, if they're not engaging, as far as I'm concerned, they're not keeping up with the terms and conditions of the sale in accordance with contract law. That's a bit heavy. But like, don't get me started.
I mean, the thing is that anyone that's really serious, they'll get back to you anyway.
Well,
like when you message them, they'll answer you.
Yeah, because a lot of people just ignore it. And yeah, I'd like to know the percentage of the people using, fake accounts or their accounts to, in essence, take a competitor's product off the market. If you've got something very hot that, this person's trying to sell themselves, potentially taking that product off for the next 4 days gives you a better chance of doing it.
Well, true. And it quite often those good things that you've got listed, they're the things that it often happens with too.
And everyone wants to buy off the octopus for some reason. The amount of people that reach out and say that when they look for the little octopus icon on eBay, it's Team Octopus all the way, Team Octopus. We'll have to do that one week, actually. Team Granny and Team Octopus.
See what sort of response we get to that one.
Well, let's see whose listings are better, obviously. But further, just briefly touching on that as well, is that I'll actually, if they send an offer through, I'll wait till I get onto the desktop and actually check their feedback and see if there's a history of non-payment or a history of sea of red for other resellers. And if that's the case, I'll just basically decline the offer and block them. So that's not an issue from that perspective. But that's how I handle it. So, and how you all handle it now that you've listened to the wise old octopus?
You'll do what Grumpy Granny does.
That's annoys old men at the nursing home.
Yes.
Cool,
Indeed.
Cool. All right. So
Indeed.
we were gonna have a special guest, but they fell over. I think they must have got bitten by their dog. But
yes.
So anyway,
well, I did wonder because I have seen Nelson, the puppy, attacking rather large figures. Well, maybe Nelson has been handling their owner.
Yeah, that's right. So we're not going to say who it was, but anyway, so leading into our next segment, we're going to talk about Uncle Wayno's Wally of the Week. So, in a similar vein to Grumpy Granny's gear grinding 4-day issue, my Uncle Wayno's Wally of the Week is a Mexican buyer. I shouldn't have said the country, but anyway, hey, it's said and done now. We can't edit it out. We haven't worked out how to edit the things yet. So
castanets, arriba.
We haven't worked out how to edit the video yet, so that's free range. If we make any mistakes, too bad you're stuck with it. Yeah. So I had this gentleman from an aforementioned country basically bought a product. I'm not too sure if it's a scam, but it smells a bit off to me. So basically, instead of putting a house address, he just put his street address. They went through eBay to say that the item wasn't delivered. So...
that doesn't sound kosher, does it?
Yeah, he called me a few choice words for not, for entering his address incorrectly. Obviously, he didn't know who he was speaking to, and he's now on the Octopus's hit list. So he's on
hit list.
Yeah, so he's the first candidate of the hit list. So lo and behold, the item was found in his favour, so I had to refund it, even though that I tried to communicate to our beloved, eBay overlords that it was sent to his address that he nominated.
Yeah.
That they didn't overthrow the appeal. So
that's not good. That's not good. So have you heard of any other resellers having trouble with that particular country or that particular type of scam?
I have previously. I haven't heard about that scam, so I'm not too sure if it was just an outlier or just something that this guy might be just completely off the planet, drinking a little bit too much tequila.
Perhaps so.
Maybe when there's a put in his shirt.
Might have swallowed the worm.
Well, that's right. Maybe he might have to put in his shirt, "If found, please return to this address," so he knows where he lives. But what I have found, a lot of Facebook groups, because I lurk on there undercover, is that we're seeing a lot of foreign language characters in addresses.
Yes.
A lot of Arabic, a lot of Chinese, a lot of Japanese, characters and all those different things. But nothing wrong against that. What I would suggest in that respect is that Australia Post, if you're using My Post, it won't bring that over as it's currently written on eBay. It'll actually come across as a lot of garbage characters and symbols and all those different things. So what I would suggest is to reach out to the buyer and ask for an English address. Even if you use Google Translate to say, hey, look, this is what I've translated your address to be in your name. Is that correct? And if they've come back, just use that and keep that through the eBay system so that, if it does go missing, that you've got something else.
You've got that record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you would, you'd kind of expect that if it was me and I was wanting to buy from particular foreign countries, you would sort of expect that they would put their address in as that language, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I suppose it really didn't matter. Like, it doesn't really faze me in the slightest. I think it's a case of that, I welcome any buyers to support the world domination aspirations. So, if it's just an extra 5 minutes for me to reach out to them and say, hey, look, I really can't understand what you're trying to portray here. I've done this through Google Translate. Is this correct? If you don't hear back from them, you might have to reach out. And another thing might be is to use the Google Translate, then cut out what they've written and put that on the label as well.
Yeah, true.
In the comments box, or even just on the back of the envelope or the back of the parcel, just so that when it does get to China Post or to the UAE, the Emirates Post, they're able to decipher from there, because we're probably talking about, if we're looking at China or we're looking at, the Emirates, for example, the people delivering it probably wouldn't know English.
No, that's true.
Off the bat as well. So, like what I would probably do is I'll probably just double up, maybe copy and paste what they've put it onto one side of the parcel and, what the Australian stuff or the English
on
stuff
the other.
Yeah.
It's an interesting dilemma, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's right. So that's a bit of a tangent from my Uncle Wayno's Wally of the Week. I've always said the other word that we're originally throwing around, but in the interest of family inclusion, we didn't use the W word. But everyone can pretty much, they can sub it out for as much as they like.
Yes.
Oh, all right, Grady. So we're going to talk about our topic of the week. We're running behind this week. We're flying through.
Oh,
so
dear.
we had a team. What was it? What was your tag again for the death pile?
For the death pile situation.
Yeah.
So it was pro death pile granny.
I can't remember what mine was. Can you? Is it anti-death pile?
I know it was long.
Obviously, I've given you humans too much credit, and you can't write more than 6 characters because no one agreed with my stance. I didn't see any anti-death pile octopus tags.
Oh yeah, and I think stop, you're right. I think that they didn't use our hashtags that much because they were too long.
Oh, I think it's just because they're not very smart. But hey, I can't insult our viewership in the second episode. We'll wait for the third one.
No. Your biggest problem, the only reason you're saying that is because nearly everyone was on my side supporting having a death pile.
Yeah, well, wait till they see my death pile, and I'm pretty sure they'll come across to my side. The UN still chasing me about my death pile.
Are they just? Yes. Where have you got them buried now? You've shifted all the bones.
We'll have to keep moving it around. So like I was saying, we were talking about earlier, is that, I was raising that it's currently Bermuda's hurricane season. So I'm a bit worried things might get unearthed if we get too many hurricanes around here.
Oh, yeah. You might find out.
You got to hide your dirty secret somewhere other than the closet or the nursing home.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so there's a couple of YouTube channels following up on our death pile esque theme. See, I think that Diary of a Flopper did one.
Judder, yes, Brad, aka Brad.
Yeah. So he's not very smart because he's pro death pile.
Oh, what rot! He's lovely
Really?
Young man. I mean, he does need a bit of mustard on his tongue every now and again with his language, but look, I've blocked my ears on that one now, because he's such fun and he's so adorable.
I have no words, Granny. Have you seen what
Brad.
he sells?
Oh, it doesn't. He sells so much different stuff. Like, if you're going to have a description in the dictionary for everything seller, you'd have to put Judder in there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we might if we have a niche versus everything's topic, I think we might have to take him hostage just to dribble on. As long as he doesn't bring any show and tell products. We
don't want that. Yeah.
No, I think it might be a bit too spicy for the Chileans.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, so we won't be doing that. So, Brad, please don't reach out. We'll call you, don't call us.
Yeah, we might actually put some, as much as we say we're not going to have rules for the guests, we might have to give him a particular rule.
No, that's fine. We just won't put his cam on. We can get on it when we're actually running this show. Yeah. So maybe one day we'll get to Diary of a Flopper if we get desperate enough. We've got some other people to get through first.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, he was doing his pro death pile. I think Brad did touch on what I was trying to get on, is that I think my anti-death pile stems from people that are brand new to reselling, where they just go to the op shop and grab everything and just add it to a pile and just rinse and repeat. Yeah, I'm quite pro death pile or quite pro list pile for seasoned resellers, and that's you could be seasoned after 2 days of doing reselling, right? If you're structured and you've got the initiative to do it, by all means, pro death pile, go all the way. But if you're quite easily distracted or you've got squirrel brain.
Well, I think
suggest...
one of the biggest problems I think for beginners is, some beginners, is that they don't do research in advance. Whereas if you've actually already worked out the sorts of things to buy, then you're okay. But if you're just going in and say, oh, that might sell well. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's mid-century modern, even though it's something that doesn't sell,
No, I agree with that research. Yeah, I didn't do the research before I tried to take over New Zealand, and that was a lot harder than I was expecting. A lot of sheep there. Octopus don't like sheep. I had to flee the country and retreat back to...
Do you get fur balls?
I don't even know what to say, Grady. You kind of creeping me out. Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, I'm a bit worried about what you said last week. There's a couple of YouTube comments, and you're talking about furry balls this one, so I don't know what's going on here. Yes. So,
maybe I've got a penchant for furry balls.
And that goes in segue into our sponsorship. We're currently sponsored by Manscaped. So if you... no, not really. So pro death pile, anti-furry balls. So next thing, what are we looking at? So so what was your stance on the first community poll? They're obviously all wrong, but might as well
pro death pile, of course, Of course. I mean, as I said during that episode, it's different for me because I live in a rural area. So you have to have, because I can't, Matt from, Queensland, what's his channel's name? I can't remember. The Aussie Flipper, he says, go and get your stuff and list it, and then the next day go and get stuff and list it. When you live in the country, you can't do that. A, because the op shops are too far away from each other, and you'd be out every day, and then you've lost half your day because you're travelling half the day to get there and travelling half the day to get back. So it doesn't work that way. So when I go out, I've got to go out and get I try and get at least a week's worth, if not more, when I go. You get it when you see it.
And I suppose my argument to that is that just don't grab stuff for the sake of grabbing stuff. If you have to forego a couple of days of listing because there's not any good stuff out there, just don't grab stuff for the sake of grabbing stuff. But with going back with Matt with the Aussie Flipper, is that I think he's been doing a lot of eBay buyouts lately, so he's kind of building a death pile in his background himself. So
right,
but that might be something you look at doing. Once you learn how eBay works, I'm really big on learning proper listings. Make sure you get that sorted from that perspective. I was listing a few things this morning, and very atrocious titles on a couple of things. Learn the listings, learn that, then go for gold with the death pile. I don't care, but just learn how to write a bloody title first.
Oh, yeah. Look, if you've got the right item that's really super popular and what people are looking for, even if you've got a crappy title, you're probably going to sell it anyway. But it's when you come to start listing those, perhaps not less, the things that aren't quite as big a bangers, you're going to run into strife and things aren't going to sell because, your title's so crappy.
I'll be quite surprised if this thing sells. It was described as a great goat system. And it was a Nintendo Game and Watch.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it was supposed to be great game system.
Yeah.
For example, I've reached out to them and basically told them what the octopus thinks of their title, so we'll see if it's still there. But you need to have some. If anything, just use the bloody brand. Write down Nintendo or write down Grumpy Granny's reselling rollers.
Yes.
At least have something to point to what you're bloody selling. So
well, the easiest way to think about it is how would you search for something that you were looking for? What would you type in? And you, if nothing else, type that in as your title, because then it's going to match up with what people are searching for.
Well, that's right. Well, I would look for a great goat system. So,
well, yeah, maybe you would.
Yeah.
Or you would get fur balls off goats. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. It's hard to be disgruntled. I'm more disgusted with you. Maybe I should just change my name. The disgusted octopus. Anyway.
Oh, imagine the backlash you'd get if you said you were disgusted with Grumpy Granny.
No, I don't know. Well, one day for Halloween, I might dress up as the distinguished octopus, where I wear a top hat and a suit.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'd like to see that.
So anyway,
no. We'd have to go side. You'd have to change the angle because you wouldn't fit your head and the top hat in the screen.
Oh, well, that's right.
Well, you could, I suppose, if you sat back on the couch over there.
That's right. Then just yell at you, opposed from afar, opposed to being at the front of the screen.
Exactly.
So I suppose without further ado, because every YouTuber worth their salt wants to say that when they're starting a video, we're going to delve into this week's topic. So what we're talking about this week, and it was quite controversial. This topic, I had a lot of disgusted and disgruntled resellers, I suppose, reach out to me and tell me what they thought of me. Do you believe that YouTube resellers are ruining the reselling profession, if you can call it that?
No, not at all. Not at all.
What's that?
It's just silliness. The resellers in general and the resellers on YouTube are doing wonderful things and helping educate the community and providing us with lots of entertainment.
Yeah. So you don't reckon that they're them constantly flapping their gums about what sells and how much it sells for isn't impacting the prices?
There's lots of other things that could be impacting the prices. I don't know why they have to. Why are you blaming the resellers?
Because it's their fault.
No, it's not.
Why would it be my fault that I haven't done the research into looking into products? Yeah, shouldn't they tell me how much it is? Then when it doesn't go my way, I blame them. Shouldn't be that.
That's probably what's happening. People just don't get their way, and then they blame the resellers and YouTubers.
So to directly quote you, you believe that the YouTube resellers are ruining reselling as well. All right, thank you, everyone.
They're not. Oh, no, I'm not. That's not what I said. I said that people are blaming.
All right, thank you.
People blame. I suppose I should be thankful that at least you haven't bloody, what is it? What did you do last time? Put me on timeout?
That's right. Yeah, no, that's a good thing. When we have some moderators in our lives that will probably come up one day, we'll make sure we'll actually have a bonus prize for anyone that puts Granny into timeout for 300 seconds.
Yes, very rude. Very rude.
No, but so before I rudely interrupted you, apparently I've got to work on my feelings of others. So you don't think YouTubers are ruining reselling?
No, not at all.
No.
What? Why would they be? What are they doing to ruin it?
Well, obviously being on YouTube with their 460 viewers. Yeah, these people.
But aren't they providing? Well, look, they're helping other people by telling them some good things to buy.
I think dangerous YouTubers like myself with 108 subscribers are ruining resellers. I think it's ruining reselling.
I think it's down to the individual when you're watching. If you see something that a YouTuber is showing you that they say is a bolo, just don't just take it for granted that it is. You need to go and do your own research before you go and buy 100 of them.
So, all right, further to that, do you reckon, like from an argument's perspective, just because I'd like to be argumentative, and for all intents and purposes, I don't believe that YouTubers are ruining reselling like Grumpy Granny has alluded to. There's a lot of environmental factors that are doing that. However, do you think giving away bolos, as you call it, is hurting someone's market, I suppose, for lack of a better term? So if you sold, Grumpy Granny reselling rollers, for example, then I say, hey, look, these pieces of plastic are crap, but they go for phenomenal amounts of money because some old bag on YouTube's, selling them.
Promoting them,
promoting them. Then you get disgruntled because I've given away your secrets and your market share. Do you think that that's something that they can be coming to, or do you think that that the YouTubers reach. Yeah, people put too much stock into YouTubers, right? Do you think that 3,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers really going to affect the market that much?
Yeah, no, it's not, because how much of a percentage of the people that are their subscribers are actually fellow resellers? Like, honestly.
Or themselves. I reckon I have on good what do they call it? Good authority. That's right. My nine brains aren't working. It gets quite hot in this costume. I need to go back in the ocean for a skim. That
a bit of salt water
I reckon
in there.
Chris Furlong, all his subscribers are different accounts of his. You heard it here first.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I know one of his subscribers isn't, namely me.
Oh, that's 2 subscribers that he's got there.
Poor Chris.
No.
Lovely young man that he is.
Yeah, he needs a haircut.
Mind you, he could do with a haircut, couldn't he, really?
We agree on that topic. Well, maybe that'll be the next topic next week. Yeah, let's guilt Chris into shaving his head.
Yes.
That's another complaint we'll have. Another complaint incoming. There we go.
Yes.
No, but in all
he
honesty,
could get a bit of a buzz cut like Ethan Rushock, actually.
I haven't seen that guy. Who's he?
Yeah, he's a like the accountant to the resellers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, we're talking
well, not just resellers. He's an accountant, but he knows reselling, which is good.
No, we don't talk about Bruno because we haven't seen any donuts.
Yes, apparently, yes. We could do with a bit of bribing, Ethan.
Yes. We do need sponsorships. We do this for love and for no food.
That's right.
So
anyone that wants to send us a bribe, please do, and we'll give you a shout out.
Well, let's shout out, and we'll actually buy something from the YouTube store. Well, Granny will, and I'll eat the donuts. So realistically, I don't think YouTubers have enough sway in the market to affect prices as such. Yeah, it is. You could argue that, op shops or thrift stores are watching some YouTube, reselling content and adjusting their prices accordingly. But I think that's very, without. I actually haven't ever heard an op shop person say that. Oh, I watched Grumpy Granny and she sells her hair rollers for $20, so I'm marking them at $20.
Yeah, I think when those sort of things are happening, I think it's more a case of not so much reselling; it's that secondhand market, because it's become a thing. Selling recycled clothing or recycled hair rollers or whatever has become such a huge industry across a wide range of ways of doing it, because people are wanting to be more environmentally friendly, or well, that's right, they want to take over the world. But yeah, it's become a bigger thing for other reasons than resellers are saying this and that. Yeah,
that's right. And we see a lot of other sponsorship material, I suppose, for lack of a better term, is that the Garage Sale Nation and all these different other agencies that are promoting reselling in that respect. So just to blame one section of the community as causing all your problems is a bit hard to swallow, I suppose, for lack of a better term. That some people are that they do the YouTube for their own reasons. Others want to help the community. Realistically, if you look at it purely as an entertainment outlet and go from there, you can't go wrong.
100%. And as I said, if you might see something and think, oh, that was good, but go and do your research before you go out, because just because someone, that might be just a one-off outlier that sold for that price,
Well, and that's exactly right. And and likewise, if you do watch, a YouTuber that says that, hey, look, these Grumpy Granny rollers are hot off the press right now. By the time you've rolled around and found a pair, the price may have plummeted because the 16 people that watched them have flooded the market. So
exactly.
But having that, we've actually asked the community what they think as well, and I've got a bit of
goody. What have we got?
A bit of a hit list of what people's thoughts are in regards to this very topic. So it doesn't matter what we think; it's what the community thinks. So
true.
So then we can absolve it. We can absolve any blame. So
yes, true.
So the first one, We have I'll start again. YouTube resellers are unaesthetically looking, and only that Uncle Wayno and Grumpy Granny is decent.
So who likes me?
Oh, it might be Grumpy Granny. You might like Wayno or vice versa.
Well, no, I didn't say that. So, I might have a secret admirer then.
Yeah,
who is it?
Yes. I'm not too sure. We'll find out. Yeah, so all these are anonymous by virtue of I didn't write your names down. So by all means, suck it up and work out. We'll work out who it is.
Yes.
Another one, bribing op shop nans and other staff into hiding the good cricket bats out the back.
That's kind of that cricket bat thing's got a bit of a familiar sound to it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it was the creator of that video. It might have been his offsider in the video. I think.
I think so.
What else have we got? Believes that YouTube should be used as a guidance on what to buy and what sells, which is pretty much what we were talking about before.
Yep.
And like what Granny was saying, do your research. Don't just because different models may attract a different price though. So if you're watching me slithering around the op shop and I pick up, the game goat system or whatever it is, 4,000.
Yes. Yeah.
Might be worth $300, but you might find the goat system 2,000, which may be only worth $21. So just don't take it on face value if that's what you've picked up. Do a bit of research before you actually put your hard-earned dollars down.
So when are we going to see you actually slithering around the op shop?
Oh, well, I'm in negotiations with the op shop staff at the moment.
Okay.
So we have to have octo hours, so it's a bit sensory.
You'll have to have someone else following you though, filming the reactions of people. That's going to be a funny part.
What the issue is that humans can't breathe underwater, so I require the op shops to be flooded, so I can swim around and have a look at all the good stuff.
Well, I guess you can get it cheaper then if it's flooded.
Well, that's right. You got fire sales. What's a flood sale got to do?
Yeah.
Others don't understand the logic behind the argument. They don't know why people default to blame YouTube resellers as the cause of their problems. Yeah, so when I failed in taking over New Zealand, YouTube resellers' fault. Pure and simple.
Right.
Yes. So,
okay. So everything that goes wrong is absolutely a reseller's fault.
Yeah, well, what they're saying is they don't understand that argument, so they don't know where people keep blaming resellers, YouTube resellers for people's problems.
Yeah. It's a hot topic, isn't it?
It is. We've had lots of response on lines. YouTube is not disclosing their YouTube income and other sponsorship deals, which lead to a false narrative. These people are almost like Shakespeare in their questions.
They must be. Yes. Oh, gee.
These eyes are painted.
How much money are we earning on YouTube?
Oh, well, when it's our Patreon kicks off, I think at least $19.95 a month. Just need to get some power of attorney, some nursing home people, and we're good.
Yes.
But really, I think that, is that really a big factor in Australia? Because what are we looking at? The bigger YouTube channels have got 30,000 viewers, right? Like, what's that convert to in the grand scheme of things? Maybe a couple of $100 a month.
Yeah, true.
Because it goes off views opposed to subscribers, So, and I don't really think, I don't really hear that many people promoting sponsorship deals around the trap. So,
I sort of think, I'd imagine that a lot of them will be getting more, especially the international ones, say in America and stuff, are possibly earning more money from their Patreon or their memberships that they have than they would be actually off YouTube itself. But then they've got to be providing something of value for that, haven't they? So that's work that they're doing to provide that community with whatever they want.
That's right. So for our Patreon, we're just going to have your name scribbling across in 4-point font. So $19.95 a month, you get that.
Yes. Minuscule writing across the bottom of the screen.
Well, it's actually going across now. We didn't say it was in white writing. It's black writing. So also news media outlets using money-making ideas in difficult economies to drive viewerships and clicks without doing any meaningful investigation or research. Geez, who are these people bloody...
Wow, they must be on the university.
I'm hiring these people to be on my bloody world domination team. These people are smarter than half the people I talk to.
They might be
and
human resources department or something.
Oh, I don't know. I think they're bloody English professors at school, nothing better to do with
I
their
think
time.
so.
No, that's a valid point, right? Like you see these, these news stories where Corningstone are worth $8,000 or Lego's worth more than gold, or resellers popping on ABC News in Canberra talking about pies. All these different things. But it's a valid point. You got to have to. It really goes back to that research, doesn't it? You're doing your own research. Yes,
it does. Yeah, because it can be quite misleading in a lot of ways.
Well, that's right. And I think this question came from a very good-looking octopus. So I'd got a hunch. Thrift stores or op shops aren't opportunity stores anymore. They're corporate conglomerates out to make billions of dollars for the pursuit of their own world domination aspirations. I don't know who wrote that, but they sound very handsome. They sound very handsome. But like what we were talking about earlier, with savers being floated on the Wall Street market for $4 billion, that a lot of these stores, they probably moved away from being a thrift store where you can probably pick up things for 50 cents or $1, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? I don't whinge. I'm quite. If you know the product, you know the price range, you know all your research. Yes. The price points are just what they are. If you can still make money on top of what, and you can make your profit margins, you make what you want to make. And if with the time.
And if it's too high for you, like if it's not in your business model, you just leave it there and move on to the next place. It's simple as that.
Or look for an alternative niche. If you look basically, if you're into books or you're into hairstyles or whatever you want to sell, or shrunken heads, if you can't source them cheap enough. Or cavaliers, if anyone wants a cavalier, reach out.
Hello, little furry friend.
If anyone wants him, reach out and I'll gladly send him to you in an express post envelope.
Yes, he's very cute.
No, he's not. He's evil.
He's cuter than the little round robot that goes around your house.
He's like the Diet Coke of evil. He's only 1 calorie, not evil enough. Jeez. So basically, you just need to know the product. You just can't grab things off the shelf, and be mindful of sell-through rates as well. Obviously you don't want something sitting around for 6 or 8 months if it's a very high dollar value kind of thing. And
you do have to have that. You have to know before you go thrifting what your price range is going to be. You have to know that the maximum you are going to pay for a pair of Levi's, and whatever you decide your figure is, it might be $9, it might be $12, but you have to know. Of course you are. But you do need to know that, because if you walk into a shop and they're selling it for $15, leave it there.
Well, that's right. Yeah, you just have to do the research and know everything that's going on behind the scenes. But no, that was good. Like, a lot of community involvement from people out there just to telling us what they think.
It's good.
So we've had some last minute hashtags on the bottom of our names again, like we did last week. So
yes.
By all means, tag us in your stories or your posts to tell us what you think of. If the resellers are destroying the YouTube resellers are destroying reselling, or they're not, one way or another. So mine is YT reseller domination, and Grumpy Granny is YT reseller domination. So by all means,
Grumpy Granny is I love resellers. Much simpler and easier to remember.
No, we're giving we're pretending these people are smart. So what you do, go into the description and copy and paste YouTube reseller domination, and we'll go there.
Yeah, don't bother. Just put I love resellers. Hashtag that.
So by all means, add us, basically if we put a poll up, by all means put your thoughts in there. It's all anonymous. We don't reach out to people and tell them what you've said or who they are and all those different things. So we keep everything anonymous. And be controversial as you like. We love a bit of discussion and topic. I think that's close to us being wrapped up for another week. I'm surprised it lasted this long.
Well, it kind of went really quickly, didn't it? They say time flies when you're having fun, so I don't quite know how that works.
I don't know. I think that might be a bit fake into what it should be. But another thank you to the community for reaching out and helping us, and watching our first video and commenting. We had a fair few comments on that.
Yes.
Half of them was from the reseller was it the treasure hunter Nelly? What was her name? I can't remember.
Oh, yes, Nelly. Now, what's her channel? I should have written it down because I can't remember off. It's a longer name.
Well, let's hope that she doesn't remember anyway. So, yeah, she was about 70% of our comments last week, so that was good for her.
Although I believe I've got a new international fan.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I believe that James from Bold Finds in England likes me.
Yeah. I've seen he wears glasses a lot. Maybe he just had them off at that stage.
Oh, don't be awful. But I do think what we might have to do, we might have to sponsor him some sunscreen because it's summer over there. And I noticed in one of his last videos, he had a bit of a red nose and obviously maybe he doesn't realise that you're supposed to put sunscreen on during summer.
Oh, I think it's just a heat snap and got to 13 degrees. They're all burning alive.
Maybe it was frostbite, not sunburn.
I don't know. 13 degrees over there. They're probably all setting on fire.
Yes, that would be, yeah. That'll be out skinny dipping.
Yeah, but thank you everyone again for your constant watching and putting up with us and putting up with Grumpy Granny for as much as I have to. So what we'll do is, like we said next week, if you do feel like you want to share the post and share the podcast and share all the different reels and everything else we put out, we would appreciate it. We'll give you a shout out next episode. Yeah. Don't hold us to that because we'll probably forget. But hey, the intention's there.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm going to teach the disgruntled octopus how to put the little ticker tape thing along the bottom of the screen. So yeah,
if you want to be on that, it's $19.95 a month. But we're not doing Patreon.
Maybe we could just give up being resellers and become, full-time YouTube income people.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. We'll go pretty far in our $3 a month in 3 years.
Exactly.
That's right. We're not going to sign up to Patreon, so we'll just give everyone our PayPal addresses. They just send us money.
Yeah, that'd be the go. Pay direct, yes.
That's exactly right. Yeah, we'll cut out the middleman. We won't worry about that.
Yeah.
But thanks again. Like we alluded to earlier, that we have our first victim on next week's show. The topic will be, and Grumpy Granny doesn't know this either, is everything store versus niche store.
Oh.
And our victim next week, they, them, he, she, whatever door frame, whatever they want to identify as.
Yeah.
Is a bit of an expert in this field.
Right. Okay.
So I'll leave everyone with that. So without going too much into it, but yeah, we'll be filming that earlier, and we'll release a couple of promos leading up to next week's show, and we'll welcome. Please reach out and tell us who you think it will be, and we'll put them on Instagram as well if you're right or wrong, or whoever say you're right or wrong. But we'll be curious to see who they think we get.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could be lots of people because lots of the YouTube resellers are everything sellers, aren't they?
Door frame, that's right. Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yes. Okay. Oh, well, I'll ask you 2 hints. Do they have a cute puppy dog? No response. Do they have any cute kids?
I don't know. I don't know if they have either, actually.
Okay. Well, that didn't help, did it?
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
It's the world's worst game of Guess Who, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so in vein of our hostage situation, they'll be set up as such. So I'll be discussing it with them a bit closer to filming. So we'll have an unveil on air of who they are. So Grumpy Granny's reaction will be completely genuine because she has absolutely no idea who it is. But like I said, by all means, reach out to us on Instagram and put your guesses forward. And if you get it right, we might send you something. So there might be a couple of samples from what Grumpy Granny finds laying around in the nursing home. But
true. Well, I tell you what, after they watch, they might be all excited and want to come on the show too. So let us know that too.
Yeah. Or not. We'll see how excited they are. Anyway,
we'll see how excited they are.
Thank you, everyone, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye, boys and girls. Thanks for watching.